I know, yes, we may have cleared out this area and fought some enemies that we were finally able to defeat up in this northern-ish area here, northeastern area. But, yeah, I think you guys were saying that this area over in this general section is perhaps more so meant for some of the DLC, and that is meant for endgame. And that might be the reason that basically everything is way over our level. That would make a lot of sense. So we could theoretically try heading over to some of these other places with question marks here, see if we could eke by and fight some more, presumably far overpowered or much higher level enemies than we are right now. But I think that's probably all the signal we need that we should, in fact, go back and instead either head to Novigrad and even go back to doing some of the main quest stuff. I think we're getting pretty close to finishing that up. Or more likely, seeing if there are any more of these side quests here that are now doable for us. Like, I mean, level 26 at one point in time we might have said, I don't know about that, that seems too high of a level. I mean, we just fought a bunch of level 29 enemies, so it's easier than that would have been. Then other things like the fist fights, where we lost that guy previously. I think we were level 18 at the time, so this is probably something we could do as well. And dare we dumpling? I don't know, we're getting awfully close. Awfully close. The other thing is that you guys have been saying that it's quite alright at this stage to at least start talking to Dijkstra about his plan to take out Radovid, and doesn't necessarily mean that as soon as we start this, we're going to immediately try to take out the king of Redania. So we'll have a little bit of time to perhaps see where it's going, and then put that on pause and transition over to other things. So I think for that reason, we have lots of stuff that we can do on the side quests now that we are a little bit stronger. One other thing that comes to mind, though, is I know I was just saying that we probably don't want to fight too many people in this area here, but we didn't see, or I think we did see, some level 32, like, dogs or wolves or something, and I'm assuming they gave us a lot of experience. Like, yeah, level 32 wild dog. I'm assuming these guys are quite dangerous. If they are to hit us, they might take us out in one hit. I don't remember if we did get hit at all last time. Is that actually on anything? Yeah. But, as long as we play this relatively defensively, do we still have a Quen on? I meant to put on a Quen, and I feel like we don't have a Quen on right now. This is concerning me. Like I said, this guy might be able to one-shot us. We need this. So I was gonna say, this could perhaps be a good way for us. Woo! Wrong place to dash. Could perhaps be a good way for us to get more experience. A lot more experience. I would like that Quen back, like right now. Relatively easily. But that relatively easily part is perhaps not quite as easy as I might have hoped. Would have been interesting to do a before and after and see just how much experience we get from that, because I mean, we were, for some of the side quests we were doing recently, I mean, not when we were all the way up in this north and eastern area, but before that, we were somewhat over leveled, not getting much experience from that, so we're on 390 at the moment. So I wonder if because we are so much lower level than those enemies there, I would have to imagine that that increases the experience that we gain from that a lot. Like if we were to try to pick a fight with, hold on, controller's vibrating. Why? Because of this guy, who I believe is another one of these wild dogs. If we fight more than one at a time, then things get tricky, for sure. I think we did initially fight two at a time. I swear, I put on Quen again, and yet this time, once more, didn't look like... Oh no, we do still have the Quen little lightning-y stuff around us. Didn't see it for a second there, so I was concerned. Yeah, that gives us 18 experience every time we do that, which may not sound like a lot, but many quests give us 25 apiece when we finish them. Most enemies give us 1. So that's pretty ginormous. So in some ways, I feel like just doing a few more of these and making a point of taking out some of the wolves could mean that we're making up for any of those quests that we did when we were kind of over leveled for them. Okay, here's another one. So, you know, just fight a few of these guys. Suddenly, we're doing really well from an experience standpoint. And it's pretty quick. As long as we come prepared with our Quens and our Ignis, then it's not too difficult. Is that city down there that we know? Oh, it keeps on vibrating. What is it? What is the deal? Oh no. What is this that we're pointed toward at the moment? It is another settlement of some variety that we've not yet explored. So I am a little bit intrigued, but of course it does come with the risk of, well, it could be, come on, take the herbs, take the herbs, there we go. It could come with quite a risk, depending on if it is inhabited by meanies. Alright, here's something else. I mean, the wild dogs may not be too tough, but as soon as we start fighting more difficult enemies, then things might change a bit. Something is making weird sounds. Sounds like frogs. Yeah. But I don't think we've ever encountered frogs before, so I don't know what to make of that. Okay, so are these people, or are there bad guys here? Slow down. That looks like bad guys. Let's run. I think we know, or at least have a very strong hunch, that these enemies, whatever they are, will be way too high level for us. Looks like, thought I saw the edge of a ghoul there. So, like, of all the types of enemies, not the most difficult, but definitely not as easy as fighting wild dogs would have been, and I'm guessing they're higher than just level 32. So this is about as close as I dare venture. So let's not test our luck anymore, and instead we'll head back where we were before, and I think there was a fast travel location over here. We'll just double check. Or not. Or not. Okay, the Hunter's Cottage does have one, but there's a question mark level bear right there that I'd maybe not like to make mad at us. Was Yantra safe? I don't remember. I do not recall. So, of course, we ran through these areas previously, and at times sprinted past very dangerous enemies, and might have gotten away with it on a few occasions. This time... Oh. Okay. Hello. Nice to meet you. But yeah, will we run into more dangerous people now? Perhaps feel less lucky this time? Okay. I mean, in theory, perhaps if we were to stay on the road, things wouldn't be as dangerous, but this does look kind of cool over here. Not those, but this Stonehenge. I swear, we probably saw this before and made the same comment. I don't remember, okay? But it looks cool. That's what matters. Then, thinking over here, I mean, again, we will at some point make a point of venturing further. Yeah, we, well, may have been over here before, but probably realized that was a bad idea. I think that might have been a bunch of strong Intrigas, if I remember correctly. So, let's avoid it for now. Let's stay safe, for the moment at least. And we should be, at least theoretically, heading back toward areas with lower level enemies as we get closer to Novigrad proper. So hopefully that means we won't be at risk of running into some question mark enemies for all that much longer. Like, whatever did that? That's in the village. So I'm assuming that whatever this is, yeah, is not something that is about to actually attack us. So this place is safe. And let's see, now that we have a fast travel location here, we can make a more definitive decision as to what we want to do next. I'm thinking, let's do Fits of Fury now, because that should be pretty darn quick, assuming that we can teach this guy a lesson. I'd like to believe that that's the case at this stage. Let's do that. And I believe that is... Oh, there... Oh, hold on. Hold on. There's a new quest here. No, I did not even realize you could do that, Geralt, but okay. It is you guys. Bertrand? Indeed. What's the deal?
Which is helpful.
Yes, I'm trying to speak to you. There we go.
What's the problem?
Oh, nothing. On your way now, good man.
Shut it, Gotthard. He could help. Little Red's band means to attack the village. Want revenge on Bertram. We haven't much, but we're willing to pay if you defend us.
Okay, so this could certainly be a high-level quest, because this is still... I mean, it's far enough away from Novigrad that it's possible this could be in the upper 20s or perhaps even 30s. So, I mean, certainly interested, yes, but as to whether we are going to turn around and do this immediately, don't yet know, but can you give us a little bit of information first?
Who's Little Red?
Word is she fornicates with wolves and can tear a man apart with her bare mitts. A she-beast in human husk. Though some call her a great beauty.
Little Red Riding Hood, I see?
Deserters, true dregs, from different armies. The kind what knows killing and plundering well.
Okay, but why revenge?
Why does this band want revenge on you of all people?
Because I ratted on them to the witch hunters.
Witch hunters care about bandits. Since when?
Little Red's band. They was terrorizing our village. We had none to defend us. Finally, Bertram went by the hunters, asked them. So the hunters went after him. We had a spell of peace, but now Little Red's learnt of it all. Wants to kill Bertram. He's done for if you don't help.
Okay, so we'll say we can help. We'll check what level it is and probably proceed to ignore this, depending on what level it is.
I'll handle the bandits. Go to your homes, bar the doors.
Beware of them, Witcher. They're the dangerous type, truly.
When you say that, you may very well be correct. Little Red. Let's see. It's gonna be a secondary quest. Little Red. How high level is it? Oh, level 15. No, tell you what, that's definitely alright for now. Sure, wait until dusk for Little Red's band to attack. Okay. Run away! Lock your doors! Is anything else that we want to do in preparation for this, or do we just meditate and immediately go into what will presumably be a fight? I mean, we do have some weapons that are relatively damaged here. It sounds like some of them are going to be werewolves, if not just wolves. Red, they're saying maybe is a human, maybe is a werewolf, or, you know, is at least very involved with the werewolves. So my reason I'm saying this is, do we want to prioritize making sure we have a strong silver weapon or steel weapon? Both of them are pretty broken down right now. So, how are we looking in terms of repair options? I mean, if they're level 15, then it probably doesn't matter. You can probably still take them out. These weapon repair kits, yeah. They are somewhat valuable, so if we can pass and just get by with what we have at the moment, then I think let's go for it, and I'm pretty sure that we can. So let's just meditate here, and let's see, so we are like right in the middle of the day. I'm assuming midnight, right? Probably, maybe, most likely, and we shall see what happens from here. Alright. It is dusk. Are they gonna, like, attack now? Oh, defend the villagers. Where?
Oh,
Little Red.
Did the villagers hire you?
Maybe. What's it to you? Can't let you hurt them. I mean, would rather you not hurt who seem to be defenseless villagers. Of course, we have only heard their side of the story and not yours, however, they do seem to just be minding their own business in their homes, so yeah. maybe this one's a little strong. Let's start with this one instead.
They did, to defend them from monsters, and humans who can be monsters.
Oh,
And you
Would that be
believe
you?
me to be such?
perhaps.
Are you?
Yeah. What do you
Find
say?
out for yourself if you dare. Or give me Bertram. No one else will get hurt.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to give more information as to why we should basically just let you murder someone.
What did Bertram do to you to warrant vengeance?
Mean they didn't mention this bit? Then listen. He came to me a half year back. Said he'd point out who's worth looting in return for a share of the takings.
So he
But
helped
sometime
you
on, the
steal.
bucket grew greedy. He wanted more. I refused. That's when he set the witch hunters on us. Lost half me men 'cause of him. Now step aside, Witcher. This ain't your affair. We want Bertram, no one else. Give my word.
So you want to kill one person to get revenge for this guy wanting to get greedy and take more from your arrangement with stealing from other people. However, so if we side with Little Red, then one person dies, and presumably she will continue to, at least, I mean, she says she won't hurt anyone else. Presumably, she's still going to be raiding the village and causing some kind of harm, maybe not as much in the way of physical harm. Whereas, if we say no, get out of here, probably means that we are fighting her and her friends, meaning presumably her and her friends are going to die, unless there's some nifty way we can negotiate further, but this doesn't really seem like one of those situations in which we're going to be able to talk our way out of this in full. So, I mean, it is in some ways, you could argue, one person's life versus many people's lives, in which case that would suggest that we actually should side with Red here. You could then perhaps argue, on the other hand, that if we were to side with Red, then if she were to continue to cause harm in the village, she says she wouldn't murder multiple people, but do we really trust someone who has admitted to having committed crimes in the past? We don't really know the extent to which they were violent, or if it was just robbing people. So it's a tough one. It's a tough one. Do what you gotta. So this would be siding with her. Leave her, there will be blood would be basically, let's fight. I mean, maybe there's a chance we can do this amicably, but I'm highly doubtful. Let's give it a shot, though.
Don't care much what you say. Take your men and get lost, or there'll be blood.
Can we negotiate
There'll
further,
be
or will
blood
that be
either
that?
way. You just ensured there'll be more of it.
Yeah. Was curious to see. And yes, you did, in fact, there's a werewolf, as we might have expected. Okay. Let's Quen. I am also curious as to what types of enemies we're going to encounter here. Okay, we are getting absolutely demolished because there are a decent amount of people here. We presumably will heal. That's what we saw with previous werewolves that we fought. So yeah, I think we can make the case, as I was saying, for doing either of those things. The werewolf is huge as well. Ow, ow, ow. Hold on, we are about to die. I would like to Quen. I'd like to Quen. We should throw on werewolves cursed enemies. Let me double check. We should have done this from the beginning, of course. Werewolves. First oil, Igni. Okay. So if we go back to our inventory, then let's throw on, no, not the food. Okay. First. Hangman, Necrophage, Insectoid, Beast, not a beast. Kinda looks like a beast, but no, not Spectre. Elementa, Vampire, Cursed. Okay. Definitely gonna use this. And then, do we want anything else? I mean, we are already quite low on HP right now, so we are more than a bit vulnerable. I think if we can just get rid of a few of these enemies here, it would start to get significantly easier, because they're only level 15, 14, but there are enough of them that if they land a hit on us, then they're dealing, yeah, a lot of damage. And there are enough of them that they can remove our Quen pretty, easily. It's also problematic. I want to bide enough time that we can get back to relatively high HP. Yeah, if we can isolate some of you, that'd also be lovely. You have a crossbow? No, you have a sword, but if I can get rid of you, I would love to do that. Please don't do that. Okay, several that are low on HP. We could use Igni there. Presumably that is the way to go against the werewolf. I'm not sure it landed, though, unfortunately. I get it. You want to be all big and scary. That's your werewolf thing. Okay, but you're running away now. I'd like to Igni this guy who's about to go down. Okay, there's one down. Don't actually know if you're going to be attacking villagers here. I mean, it says defend the villagers. Are you actually running? Because you're, like, running away. I just want to make sure that you're not actually killing people while we are ignoring you. Is there reason to be more aggressive in pursuing you? Because you are very committed heading over in this direction here. Ow. Don't do that. That hurt. Why do you keep on going this direction? Are you actually trying to kill people? Are you just trying to be all scary? Get over here. Yeah, now you're healing. Don't do that. That's not allowed. Also, I'm pretty sure this is our steel weapon, but and there goes the werewolf. I think that's everyone.
Wonderful hiding you gave them.
You failed to mention she was a werewolf.
I mean, we had a pretty good sense that was going to be the case, right?
Altogether sure ourselves, but that's a good thing. It's what witches are for, innit? Killing monsters. Thanks for your help. This here's well earned.
Alright. 10 crowns. Thanks. Thanks, man. And the mutagen is worth more than that. Excuse me, I was looting that body? Werewolf saliva. That could be kind of valuable. Mother's letter. I'm curious what this says. And probably is a little Red Riding Hood reference of some variety, right? Dearest Lily, if you are reading this, that means both your father and I are dead. I've asked for Edward to give you this letter only when it is certain neither of us will return. A great deal happened while you were away at the academy. Oxenford? Probably? One of your father's ships sank and we fell into debt. I did not write you then because I did not want to worry you, did not want you to return. Your education and future are what matters most to us. Our creditors began to call our loans and refused to accept payment in installments. When we were forced to admit we could not return the entire sum, they swore to destroy us. Some thugs began following our every step, never letting us out of their sight. It was only a matter of time before the family secret was discovered. Family secret? Were they all werewolves? They directed the witch hunters to us, and we were thrown in the dungeon. I heard the guards gossiping about how we are to have a show trial and a show execution. I gave one my wedding ring, and he agreed to allow Edward to visit us. Father wishes to give him some final instructions, and I want to give him this letter, our last unexpected farewell. Be strong, my sweet. For in your veins flows the blood of men and wolves. Yeah, they know. They're all werewolves. And with that comes responsibility. I forbid you to avenge us. Well, we know how that went. Sort of. I mean, we don't really know how directly this letter was tied to the relationship between Lily and this village here. But I forbid you to avenge us. That will not bring us life, and will only bring you the executioner's axe. You cannot die, not in that way. You must prove with your life and conduct that men and lycanthropes can live together in harmony. Yeah, see, that didn't exactly work out so well. I mean, we could have tried to go with more of a peaceful option. I was holding out the faintest of hopes that maybe we could have said, hey, get out of here, stop trying to kill someone, and then maybe we could still talk them out of fighting at all, but it was probably still likely that it was going to get violent. So, let's see. So take only what is necessary, say farewell to no one, do not show yourself in public. Returning to where we used to hunt when you were a young girl and brace for the worst. People there surely do not remember us, but they are good, simple villagers. They will treat you with kindness. Let us hope the madness of this persecution will soon end, and you will be able to return home. In the meantime, take care of yourself, and do not let them provoke you. Remember who you are, And do not let anyone convince you that is something evil. This is how you were born, and you should be proud of it. Live for us. We love you. People can be born as werewolves? Guess I was under the impression that you only become a werewolf after you've been, what, like bitten by a werewolf? Start off as a human. So there's therefore no one who's ever born a werewolf, but I must be wrong about that. So yeah, I mean, on one hand you could say we could have tried to give her more of a chance to choose peace. But, you know, by trying to choose peace, that meant saying that she was going to kill someone. So either way, someone was going to die. Tried to find a way to choose peace, but ultimately, the route that we chose to go led to just violence. Such is the way of things sometimes. Also, can we rob you? I mean, we did just, like, kind of save all your lives. Probably, sort of. So, I'm not gonna say you owe us. Because, sure, you did pay us for taking down the werewolf, but it was still only 10 crowns, so, like, really? I would argue you probably still owe us more. Rusty butter knife. I'm not sure I've ever seen one of those, actually. Seen normal butter knives. Is there any difference between those? No. Okay, I'm assuming no one's gonna get mad at us if we steal this water. Don't think there are any guards around here. That? I thought that was a ladder for a second. This here's locked. Okay. Anything else? Oh, didn't we try to go into the tavern previously? This was the area where we were, and someone said, oh, the tavern is basically the only thing we have here, and then we tried to go in, and it was locked, and we were like, oh, well, okay. Quite a village you have here in that case. One thing of note is not open. But there we had it for a second. And we have looked at this notice board already, so I'm not really expecting to find anything of significance here. Quickly skimming that to see if anything looks like some kind of contract. But I think now we use the fast travel location to head over to, where was it, either Glory Gate or Portside Gate. I think both of these are roughly the same distance from the fist fight. So we head over this way, and they may not be out at night. We might need to wait. Let's see.
Winds howling.
Was in this area right here. I think this is it. Yeah, definitely. Let's drop a quick save. That's not how you do that. Because we do know how this went last time, of course. And last time we fought him and we got stuck. I think it was like right here or something. We got pinned against this. And then weren't able to avoid his punches, and so things didn't end well for us. This time, yeah, this is a guy we're gonna fight. This time I'm hoping we're stronger, and also we hopefully will
again.
again. Yeah, hopefully we won't have the positioning problem we had last time. This champion is not a nice person.
This elf's a dick. That been the case with all champions of Novigrad?
No, I am the first. Do you know why they call me the Tailor? It began after I gutted some men with these very hands.
Is that so?
I knew that was gonna be a shitty story.
He's like, yeah, alright, fine, you're right. Yeah, it was completely false. I guess you're right. Okay. And whoa, is this really? We put 60 crowns on it last time? We might have. How confident are we that we could actually take this guy out? Of course, we made 10 from the previous quest here, so this is 6 times as valuable. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, 60 is still not that much compared to some more valuable items that we might find.
I'm ready.
Let's go for the usual amount, I think. Alright, here we go. Expecting you to, lead off with a quick punch. Excuse me. Speaking of quick punches, I was going to... I blocked that, thank you very much. I forgot, I cannot, side dash. I cannot, dodge roll. only sidestep. That you're supposed to punch like that. He is surprisingly big. Oh, that was bad timing. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Oh, we're woozy. We're woozy. We're punch drunk.
How long you gonna make me wait?
This is actually not looking good. It's level 24? It's only 23. Also, I just took down our block right as he was charging up that attack here. So we're in trouble in case that's not clear. Yeah, that's gonna do it. How did we get a second life bar? What the heck? why do we have a second life bar? Okay. Sure. I guess don't ask too many questions. I'm kind of just like waiting for you to get hit. We should be timing our blocks a little bit better, I think. That is what we should really be doing in order to do this. There we go. Just ignore the fact that we resurrected ourselves.
Durden is champion no more. Henceforth, the title belongs to the Drifter.
Totally legitimate
if you've not
victory.
had your fill of slapabouts just yet, you'll find other eager challengers in Velen and Skellige.
That's right. What do you have to say about that? What I thought. That's what I thought. Okay, so now that that guy is down, that means we are done with the fist fighting. What comes next, you ask? So level-wise, the lowest one remaining would be one with the Dijkstra. I feel like, on the other hand, I am quite tempted to try to do this soon, of Swords and Dumplings. Feels like a pretty big one that we've been waiting on, and it was teasing us for a while because we got this almost immediately upon entering Novigrad. So we were just waiting for the opportunity to do it, and it seems like we might now be able to make it happen. But maybe we go for a deadly plot here, see how far we do want to go before it seems like things start to accelerate quite a bit, and we might want to take a little bit of a break from it, but switch over to other things. So we'll start with this, then once we do reach that point, then we'll go over to Of Swords and Dumplings, I think, unless something else pops up in the meantime that looks good. So we're meeting Dijkstra at the Pass of Flora in that case. Why don't we fast travel? Do that. I believe there still is a place to do that. Oh, I thought that was loot. That's just extinguishing something. That's not so meaningful. And we want to go this way. Other direction. And take your pick left or right. I think they're roughly equidistant. Okay. So, conveniently, Pass Flora's right up here by this fast travel location, and we've been there once or twice before. We had some people that we played at Gwent there, I think. And there was, there's one other person who seemed to know us. This is technically the bridge. We can go here. So maybe there's more to do there as well. Seems like it's obviously a pretty big area. So there could be a fair bit. But, seems like we've only just barely gotten the chance to see what it's about. So, obviously we will not partake of the other services here. But, where is Dijkstra? Over here. So I suppose there's a non-zero chance we might end up blurring things depending on how this goes here. Oh. It really looked like the quest location was telling us to go in this bathtub right here. I was like, Dijkstra? Is that you? What happened? Did Philippa transform you? No, it's the floor below. It just so happens to line up quite well with what we see there. So, it's over here where we actually want to go. And no, the doorway is through here.
Think I pissed me tracks.
Okay. Oh, hello? You're not Dijkstra.
Now, darling, don't be shy.
Yeah, sorry, but I'm here.
Yeah, not here for you.
Softly. I know very well why you're here.
Oh, do you know?
They await. This way, please.
Oh, okay.
This way.
Does seem... Oh, secret room, perhaps? does seem as though perhaps you know a lot more than you let on. This person who seems to run the establishment. Hello?
Witcher Geralt, up you go. Boss has been waiting.
Oh, I mean, we've kept him waiting for quite some time at this rate, so I'm sorry about that. But also, can I loot this?
You.
No, hold on. I would like that candelabra. Thank you. Yeah, so at this rate, he's been waiting, what, several days, right? So, sorry. Hope you don't mind, Siggy.
Geralt, you're here. Good.
Might have chosen a more secluded spot to plot an assassination.
Yeah.
It's on everyone's mind. Many would like to do it, so there's nothing to fear. Besides,
I'm not exactly
this
sure
venue's got a
that's the way that
tradition
works.
in this domain. Might even consider it fabled. Folka planned her revolt here. By extension, King Vrydank's murder too.
Comparing yourself to Falka? Far as I can recall, no one in Redania's annals has a bloodier reputation.
Her rebellion changed the course of history. That's what we have in common. In terms of blood, we aim only to shed Radovids.
Yeah,
I'm
but
pleased
you
you're
know,
willing
you
to
kill a
play
king
part.
and
Must admit, I wasn't.
there's a lot of
so
people that die in the
sure.
process, right? Let's see. So, he seems to be kind of checking in with us to see just how in on this are you, Geralt? Are we fully down to do business? Are we, yes, down to do business, but specifically in order to get back for what he's done to Triss and Yen? Or are we still a little bit on the fence? This seems like it might be a little bit too aggressive, saying like, no, I don't want to. So I think we do still say yes at this stage, and then, well, I'm assuming we can go quite a bit further before we need to make a definitive decision as to whether or not we actually want to murder Radovid. So, okay. I think we do this.
Got your invitation. Decided to come. That's simple. Let's get down to business.
I believe you know my associate.
Do we?
Roach, you here?
Roach! What?
Retired intelligence operatives. We have a club.
Defended the
Suppose
king
you
once.
do have a
Ready to assassinate
bit of
another
a
now.
similar background.
Not proud of it, yet. I considered all the options and found none better. Radovid's proven many times he only ever forwards his own interests. When Kedwin asked for help, he invaded. When I begged him to support Vizima's defense, he showed me the door. The war nears its end. We've come to a decisive phase. We must act quickly. I've no illusions. Only a dead Radovid means a free Temeria.
Okay, so I didn't expect to find Roach here. On one hand, I am a big fan of Roach. This is no mystery to anyone who saw our Witcher 2 playthrough. He is probably my favorite character from The Witcher 2. So I'm a big fan, and that does certainly help Siggy make his case that we ought to buy into his plan. The only thing is that I am extremely skeptical of Temeria's chances to re-emerge from the shambles in which it currently finds itself. So, Roach, you had me. I wanted to help you out until you started to say, like, oh yeah, this is the way to a free Temeria. Temeria is just a bunch of bandits at the moment. It's really not looking great right now. You don't look like a state at all, and I'm not sure starting a revolution is going to make things any more orderly. Yes, perhaps Redania is one of your biggest opponents still, but there is also that ginormous Nilfgaardian army that is on our footsteps, or on our doorstep right now, so, probably means that we have bigger fish to fry here, and you shouldn't be worrying yourself too much about Radovid. But what do you mean?
How's that work? Seems to me Radovid is Temeria's ally.
Potentially,
Only as long
kind of
as my
sort of.
guerrillas do what pleases him, support his troops. Once he wins the war, he won't acknowledge the previous borders, nor wish to restore them.
Okay, I
He
see.
dreams of a northern empire. As long as he lives, Temeria will never be free.
But we didn't bring you here to bore you with politics. Radovid's a threat to Triss and Yennefer. Remember that. That ought to interest you most.
Huh. Okay, so that's interesting. Roach has given us the political angle, which in some ways I'm a little bit more interested about because it feels like there's more lives at stake when we're talking about the entirety of the nation of Temeria, the nation of Redania, so on, rather than just Chris, just Yennefer. Two people. Yes, they do sort of come along with all the other mages and alchemists and people who were fleeing with Triss earlier, so perhaps it's a larger group than just that, but it is a little bit harder for me to... Well, it seems like the case that Roach is trying to make is just a little bit stronger, in my opinion. But, yeah, what do you want from us? What exactly?
All right. What do you want from me?
One of our co-conspirators ventured out to meet an informer. He's not returned, yet the plan's success hinges on what he's learned.
No?
We've got to find him. And you're the best tracker around.
Tracker, huh?
Yes, that's so.
Really? Anything else you can tell me? Where this associate was last seen, for instance?
He's travelling as a journeyman, itinerant cobbler, that's his cover. He was first to venture across the Pontar, most probably did so via the Redanian checkpoint, with a man there who should
That sounds
know
like a
more,
bad idea for someone who's
calls
spying
himself
on trying to
Gregor.
kill the Redanian king. Going through a checkpoint of the people whose job it is to protect that king, yeah, if they find out, then of course your spy is dead and your plans, they are immediately going to go down the plug hole. So, might have wanted to find another way across the Pontar instead. Okay, so you have informers in the Redanian army? Was there reason to believe that that plan was ever going to work, or did you just set this guy up for failure to begin with?
Let a Redanian soldier in on your plan to murder Redania's king?
You see, there are even some Redanians who cannot abide Radovid's policies. And when simple soldiers notice something's not quite right, well, then it's time to act.
I don't know about that. I mean, there are probably soldiers that have not so important little things they're not so happy about their leaders. Is that always reason to try to kill them? Probably not. I mean, all this being said, I'm nitpicking here, and I am still gonna see what this is all about, but I merely raise these points to say that, sure, these guys are trying to make a case for us to help them out, and there are reasons to side with them, for sure, but it's not as if their logic is foolproof here.
Fine. I'll talk to Gregor.
What? How do we know
Thank you.
this person's name is Gregor?
And try not to draw too much attention, if you can. Remember, the future hinges on the success of this mission. The future of Temeria. The future of the North.
I know. I'll try not to fuck it up. See ya.
We're counting on you, Geralt. Anyone see you come in?
No one apart from Madame Serenity and your lackey.
Off the street, I mean.
No one. Nerves getting the better of you.
I'm not nervous, just cautious. A trait you ought to nurture as well.
I know, and I am. Wound about the streets for a time to lose any tales. I've worked in intelligence as long as you have. I need no lessons in spycraft.
How dare you try to teach me?